Deputy Presiding Officer, can I start by adding my voice in congratulations to Neil Findlay for bringing this important debate to Parliament and to the campaigners who are fighting tirelessly to keep this in the fore of our mindsets in this chamber, not least for those of my constituency who have regular cause to use the children's ward at St John's. Now, this government, it's fair to say, enjoys the support of every party and every individual in this chamber in its laudable aim to make Scotland the best place in the world to grow up. But we will forever be adrift of that ambition when one of the principal children's wards to serve not just West Lothian, but communities within the confines of our nation's capital can experience such a consistent manifestation of abject distress. It gives light to many failures of government policy. That those children who require admission are transferred to Edinburgh Sick Kids, not just impacts on their lives, but also the capacity of that hospital as well. It's depressing. And it's depressing also that once again, the challenges facing this ward are brought before this chamber for debate by opposition members' debates rather than government scrutiny or government time. And once again, I'd ask the Cabinet Secretary to reflect on that and bring this kind of debate before Parliament in the future. It is a can that has been kicked down the road for 6 years. My friend and colleague and predecessor as a Lib Dem MSP in this place, Alison McInnes, said in 2012 that parents deserve to have faith that St John's is operating at world-class levels and not surviving from day to day. Well, Deputy Presiding Officer, 6 years on, this ward is still surviving from day to day. Closures and partial service reductions happened in 2012. They happened again in 2015 and more extensively, as we now know, in 2017 and 2018. In many ways, the situation at the Children's Ward at St John's represents a microcosm of problems throughout the NHS in terms of upward pressure exerted on every department and every kind of hospital and primary care setting. It simulates unmet demand, patient inconvenience and discomfort, and inadequate workforce planning. And the record of this government on both workforce planning and child health in general isn't great. When we have 2-year waits for first-line treatment in child and adolescent mental health circumstances, and in the closure of children's wards in other parts of the country, and Anna Sawa rightly referenced the Royal Alexandria, and indeed in the part-time provision that we are debating today at St John's. It is the treatment of our children should be the first priority, not just for the Cabinet Secretary for Health, but for the First Minister and this government in its entirety. It should be the alpha and the omega of every consideration around healthcare spending and healthcare priorities. We're talking about the lives and the welfare of some of the most vulnerable children in our society, some who are critically unwell, many on uncertain journeys. And it is at times like this that you need certainty in the care that we can offer them. And we still hear, however, that 400 of them have been transferred from that certainty to an unknown destination, oftentimes at the Edinburgh Sick Kids. And we know demand is here. We've heard a lot about that in this debate. And the Royal College of Paediatricians and Child Health rightly suggests that the population that currently served by St John's is adequate enough to sustain a 24/7 service provision. In fact, it's required. 3,000 children a year use that facility, with 1,000 or more requiring overnight care as a result. This isn't a rural area. It's not an island community. It's just a short drive from this chamber. Yet over the past 6 years, this government has been found wanting in provision in terms of the staffing crisis that this chamber has been known about all that time. We have been lurching from crisis to crisis. So I am proud to stand today alongside Neil Findlay, other opposition members in this Parliament, and indeed the campaigners in this chamber, in the gallery and outside, who want to see action and not words. Enough is enough. Thank you.